Allied races in World of Warcraft can sometimes be like the leftovers that Blizzard found in the back of their lore fridge, but they decided to serve them anyway. Some of them taste amazing. Others, they leave you wondering if your subscription to this soul-crippling MMO was maybe a mistake. So from Shadow Elves to Lava Dwarves to Mechanome Terminator roleplayers, today we are ranking every allied race in World of Warcraft from worst to best. And yes, I already know that many of you can guess the first race up on our list. It is the Vulpera. That's right, we're starting things off with the Tiny Fox people. Look, you didn't pick Vulpera for the racials, all right? You didn't pick them to be admired. You didn't even pick them. You were likely dared to play as one of these guys. Or you picked Vulpera because you wanted to roleplay as an anime fox thief named Sly Coomer. And now you're stuck in Goldshire being shoved up inside of a Draenei woman's... Everything about you screams chaotic energy as a Vulpera, and your backpack is probably full of fireworks, stolen vendor trash, and a whole lot of regret. You say that you're here for the utility that the Vulpera race offers, but in reality, you just wanted to be cute, and it worked. But at what cost? Lightforged Draenei. You sat there one day, my friend, looking at the Draenei on the character creation screen, and you thought to yourself, man, what if these guys were more like yellow and even more insufferable? Well, guess what? That's the Lightforged Draenei, dude. Your wish came true. Let's just be honest. You're just a shinier Draenei with fewer friends. You explode once every 3 minutes. Everything that you say you treat like a damn sermon. And you all have the aesthetic of a celestial traffic cone. You're not really holy. You're just kind of a lemonade-flavored Draenei. Maybe Velen likes you, but most of the player base really doesn't. Earthen. You're a dwarf. A rock dwarf. A rock-solid dwarf, that is. And all your females have beards to make the Tolkien enthusiasts who play World of Warcraft scream in unison, dwarven women actually have beards in fantasy? You would know that if you actually read, like, real fantasy. I'm sure you guys have heard people scream about that in trade chats, but here's the thing. The only problem with earthen dwarves, and the reason why they're ranked kind of low in this list, is because they're just nowhere near as cool as a dark iron dwarf. Because, like, seriously, who wants to play as a Minecraft diamond-looking dwarf when you could be a Giga Chad lava-bearded volcano man? Seriously, what would you rather play, earthen or dark iron dwarf? Exactly, dark iron dwarf, I know. But still, the earthen are pretty cool because of their beautiful city of Dornegal. But aside from that, they're just kind of whatever as an allied race. Nothing too special about them. Just yet another dwarf race, I guess. Nightborn. You were so excited when Legion came out. You thought that you would get to play as this, like, slick, magical high elf variant with a tragic backstory and epic spells, and then Blizzard gave you racials that nobody remembers, animations that nobody asked for, and a face that screams, I drink way too much wine to the point that my friends are concerned I'm kind of an alcoholic. You also look anorexic as hell, at least in my opinion. Anybody else think that? And when it comes to Nightborn, you all live in Suramar mentally, even though you're trapped in Orgrimmar physically. And if you play one of these guys on a role-playing round, please just stop spamming /E sips arcane wine every other emote, because it does get a little bit annoying. Like, we get it, you're kind of classy, you know, you're a little upper class, you're looking down on us plebeians, but you know, you don't gotta rub it in. And speaking of rubbing it in, guys, Zygor is this channel's sponsor, and they are linked down below in the description. It's WoW's ultimate guide add-on for leveling, unlocking new allied races, maybe even earning you some extra gold to pay back that guild member that helped you out that one time. Anyway, use code Nixium for 20% off if you decide to check it out. Void Elves. You are a reformed blood elf, free from your horrible addiction to fel magic, and now you're just addicted to void magic. Isn't that great? You wanted to be edgy on the Alliance side of things, so you picked the only race in this game that looks like it listens to My Chemical Romance in Elvish. You phased into the shadows. For some reason, you love to piss me off by doing /sigh all the time as an emote, and your hair defies physics in this game. Everybody mocks you until you start topping DPS matters, and that's kind of cool, I guess. Really, you're just the goth DPS of the party. High output, high drama. Do people really appreciate you? Kind of, but who cares? Because at least you look good. Mechanomes. You are the most cursed form of min-maxer known to Azeroth. You don't care that your limbs are made from toaster parts or that no transmog works on your character because you picked Mechanome for the passive bonuses and the fact that you literally count as a blacksmith anvil, a cooking fire, and a mining forge. And how freaking cool is that? I guess the fantasy of somebody cooking like fish like on your ass was just really appealing for you. And I mean, I kind of get that, I guess. Or maybe it was just role-playing as a Terminator gnome. You know, that sounded kind of hilarious to you. You walk like a wind-up toy. You sound like a fax machine in pain. Every emote you make triggers every normal gnome in your party to sneer with envy. You're a spreadsheet with feelings, dude. And that's pretty much it. I love Coffee Mancer Coffee, by the way. High Mountain Tauren. You are the quiet guy in the group project who says nothing. You contribute pretty much nothing, but you insist that you are present in spirit, that you contributed in moral support. You picked the High Mountain Tauren, really, just because of the antlers? Not the lore, not the racials, not even High Mountain, just antlers. Maybe you're Canadian IRL, and that's why. And I get that. You're a slightly cooler looking Tauren, I gotta admit it, with a slightly different texture, yet somehow you still didn't attract a ton of people to play as you. I will say though, High Mountain is a very beautiful zone. I loved High Mountain back in Legion, so yeah, you guys aren't bad or anything. You're just cows with a little moose thrown in. It's not really that creative, but you're not really known for being very creative people. Maghar Orcs. My friend, you are the angry lore purist of the Horde. You picked this race because you think that drinking demon blood is dishonorable and disgusting. You thought that Warlords of Draenor, dude, that expansion had potential. That could have been the greatest expansion ever, and you have never forgiven Thrall to this day for putting down Garrosh, who did nothing wrong. You're the guy that shouts about honor and strength and traditional family values, but really, you just wanted to play as a big, dumb, loincloth-wearing, brown-skinned orc with spiky-looking armor. You are every orc roleplay guild leader's alt account, and you probably still say Luktar Ogar unironically when you meet up with your guildmates IRL. It's a little cringe, but you don't care. Kultiran, you picked this race because you wanted to be a lumberjack sea shanty singing shaman with the posture of a refrigerator and the grace of a landslide. And you know what, my friend? It worked. Your idle stance could knock over a tree. Your swing animations have pure weight behind them. Your belly jiggle physics, they deserve their own award for best animation in gaming. Honestly, you're the most realistic depiction of most of the people who play this game, including me. And somehow that makes everybody uncomfortable. But you are a really cool race to play, mostly because of the sea shanties. Anybody here like sea shanties? I love sea shanties. My favorite one's called the Molly Mug, but that's just my opinion. Dark Iron Dwarves. You are what happens when somebody gives a volcano a beard and a grudge. You picked this race for the molten aesthetic, the underground bunker fantasy, and because your beard can bench press a Kodo, my friends. Your heritage armor, it's the peak of dwarven fashion. Your racials are actually useful, and your voice lines sound like somebody gargling magma. Honestly, this is great. Like, this is an amazing race. What can I say? You are fire. You are fury. You are 3'6" of pure attitude. You're like Frodo Baggins in nightmare mode, dude. You're like the bastard offspring of Gimli if he got it on with the Balrog of Moria. And honestly, that kind of turns you on a little bit. You don't want to admit it, but you know, it kind of gives you a little bit of a chubby downstairs, don't it? Now, while you guys process the image in your heads of some of the things in my description of the Dark Iron Dwarves, let's use this moment to quickly hit the like and subscribe button beneath this video. It does help the channel, and it makes me feel like you guys want to see me rank more stuff from worst to best in the future. And so now, without further ado, let's reveal the #1 allied race in World of Warcraft. It is, of course, the Zandalari Trolls. That's right. You are what happens when a troll gets the brilliant idea to actually do something with his life other than sitting in a hut near the beach fishing while dodging level 6 Durotar tigers. Zandalari, dude, the race and the players who play them, they walk like they own the frickin' planet. And to be fair, they kind of did at one point. You picked this race for the Loa blessings, the cool temple-looking armor, and because growing up, Indiana Jones was your favorite hero. Every animation these guys do is cinematic. Every line is a monologue. If you play a Zandalari troll, you're not a character. You are a presence. Just stop with all the Wakanda Forever references. We get it, and it's a little old at this point. And that's it, everybody. Every single allied race in World of Warcraft so far ranked from worst to best. Do you agree with the list? And if not, who would you have put as #1? And now, everybody, if you want a new video to watch, might I suggest my What Your Profession in World of Warcraft Says About You video, which is on your screen right now. Get ready, blacksmiths, because I roast you guys pretty hard. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you with my next video.